Earlier is Tom McCluskey, Senior Vice President of FRC Action. And Tom is joining us, Tim, to give us a little breakdown on Tuesday's results. We obviously know what happened at the very top of the presidential race, but there's another story on the congressional races and some of the state races. And let's start, Tom, welcome to the program. Let's jump right into it. The values-oriented candidates that ran for Congress, how'd they do?
Well, those, if you measure that by those that we endorsed, there were 164 that we endorsed, 5 races still out, 129 of them won, and only 30 lost. That's about an 81% average right there. Of our true blue folks, there's 3 races there still out. We endorsed 96, and 90 of those won.
What does that mean, true blue?
Those are the ones, Tim, that, and I think you've been, AFA has been involved with us before. Those are the ones who get 100% on the scorecard, who vote down the line with us.
Those are true blue candidates. They get 100%, so they have sterling records. And how many? What percentage of them won?
Well, 90 out of 96 of them won.
Wow. Are you talking about the House and Senate, or you're talking about other, like
that would be both the House and the Senate right there.
Wow, okay.
We didn't really have that many Senate true bluers, 100%ers this time around, but that's certainly going to change with at least 2 of the people coming in. Deb Fischer from Nebraska and Ted Cruz from Texas are both upgrades from the members they're replacing, and they're both very strong pro-family candidates that we endorsed.
And Tom, in the Senate, Republicans lost 2 seats. The Democrats gained 2 seats. But the good news there, and there's always good news, Tim, the good news is the conservatives gained 2 seats, right?
Right. In those 2 seats that I mentioned, Deb Fischer is replacing Ben Nelson, who was a Democrat, what they call a blue dog Democrat, though he voted for Obamacare, and that was one of the reasons he retired. He saw the writing on the wall. And then down in Texas, Republican Kay Bailey Hutchinson, who's already saying that the party needs to moderate itself after these elections. You won't be hearing that from Ted Cruz.
You don't get any more moderate than Mitt Romney, for goodness sakes, or you're going to endorse him. Or you might as well get one of the Democrats to run as a Republican.
And I think in Massachusetts we see a good you have Scott Brown, who's a moderate to liberal. Who lost. When the Republic has a choice between a fake liberal and a real liberal.
Well, they go for the real one every time. Why vote for liberal light?
It's the same with conservative.
For those who now, I do think strategically you do have to position yourself to win a majority of the American people, and some far right people who you and I might like, it scares people. I'm telling you. The general public I'm talking about, because the media has been so effective at marginalizing some on our team. But I'm just saying the idea that you need to be more moderate to win elections, you can't get more moderate than Mitt Romney, and he lost. And he lost by a slight margin, but he lost.
But that's 2 in a row also, Tim. Remember, McCain was the moderate in the bunch. In fact, Mitt Romney was more conservative than McCain in the last election cycle, and then he had to moderate because he wanted to follow the McCain path, and look where it got him. The moderate, you're right.
I know, but you know what happens in primaries? We have too many conservatives running. They split up the vote, and the moderate wins. So somebody's going to have to plan ahead next time for these primaries. And I sort of agree with what Ann Coulter was saying last night. She was on Sean Hannity's show. And she was saying basically you need to weed out people to go into the primaries so that you don't waste a lot of time with people who have zero chance of winning. And that's a way to keep the conservative candidates from having to spend all their money in the primary season.
So that's, Tim Wildman, 2016?
I scare people, okay?
I think
plus
4 more years, people are going to be plenty scared.
Plus, bald people don't win, Tom, and so you and I are out, brother. We don't.
It's discrimination.
We're not telegenic, okay? But anyway, I'm through. Go ahead, Tony.
No. Actually, well, look. Here's another good side to this. The Senate in 2014 The Democrats going to be defending about 20 seats, almost twice as many as the Republicans, and they're in states that voted for Mitt Romney. Arkansas, Louisiana, South Dakota, Alaska,
West Virginia.
West Virginia. I mean, this could be conservatives, and that's where we need to focus, Tim, is on conservatives, not Republicans, but seeing good conservatives elected who will stand for these values.
I agree with you, brother.
Let me ask you, before we lose Tom here, highlights from the states.
Well, in the states, the biggest loss, of course, was marriage in those 4 states.
We're going to be talking with Peter about that in just a moment.
Okay, great. In Kansas, there was 2 city ordinances that were trying to give special recognition to homosexuals and bisexuals, etc. They lost. The people voted them out. On Obamacare, at least 3 states, Missouri, Montana, and Wyoming, sent the message that they still don't like Obamacare. And I think a really big surprise win was assisted suicide was voted down in the state of Massachusetts, where it was one of those issues where both liberals and conservatives came together to vote that down.
They did legalize recreational marijuana in Colorado, didn't they?
And in a number of other states, including Washington State, and medical marijuana in a few other states.
But is that the first state to legalize marijuana for recreation?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, in Colorado.
Are you planning on moving or something, Tim?
No.
Buying a Papa John's franchise?
Papa John's franchises will probably do well there, or any kind of pizza store for that matter. If you don't know what we're talking about, then good for you, because your mind is pure and you haven't.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please fill me in during the break.
Okay. All righty then. We'll be back after the break and talk more about the election results. Stay with us. You're listening to Today's Issues, the Washington Watch edition on American Family Radio.